First Corinthians 10:31 says, "Whatever you do, do all to the glory of God." How is this biblical truth lived out in a corporate world? What are some Christian businesses that are doing this well? We're going to talk to one today that is setting a great example, delivering a tasty product, and is making a difference for the kingdom. That's all coming up on the DudeFax podcast.
Welcome to the DudeFax podcast. We're four guys who in the past all served in the same youth ministry together. Now, more than 10 years later, 10 years older, but not really 10 years more mature, we felt it was time to join forces once again. So now we create weekly podcasts dealing with pop culture, ministry, and church life, and mixed all throughout is a healthy dose of the humor you would only expect from old youth pastors. So if you love Jesus, the local church, and laughter, you're going to fit right in. We encourage you to sit back, relax, grab an ice cold Dr. Pepper, and enjoy this week's episode of the DudeFax podcast.
Well, welcome to the DudeFax podcast. Ryan and Jeff are here, but we're joined by a dudette, my little sis, Amber, who is a very important person at Hunt Brothers Pizza. Welcome, Amber. How are you doing?
I am doing very well. You have talked me up. I don't think I'm that important, but thank you. I'm very happy to be here and get to be on this podcast with you guys.
Well, we're glad to have you here. I was thinking, is this our first female guest? But I forgot we had Josh's mom last Mother's Day. So I guess she was our first female guest. But you're our first female guest that's like under 90 years old.
Oh, wow.
I'm just kidding.
Trying to open up our demographics here.
I'm glad you said under 90 in that you actually know what my age is and you didn't say like under 40. I would have been like, I'm over 40. Hello.
Yeah. Well, I know that. You're only like a couple years younger than me. So, I forget Mark's age sometimes.
Well, I always remember he was 90, born in 1990. So that helps me remember.
Yeah. And you're like a year younger, almost exactly, than Stephanie.
Yes, because our birthdays are very close.
Yep. Well, as you've noticed, if you're watching or listening, Josh and Grant are both not here. Josh is celebrating a birthday today. Speaking of being 90, he's also mourning the fact that his daughter is about to get married. So we need to be praying for him.
Yeah, condolences.
Yeah. Sorry, Josh. You have to deal with Ethan and his shirtless pictures now.
Hey, at least it's somebody that he likes, kind of.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing.
We think he likes
He has to.
Grant, I'm not sure where he is. I think he's just disappeared. We're probably going to see him and his pickle on a milk carton pretty soon.
Grant's kind of like the wind, he just comes and goes as he pleases.
Yeah.
You never know when he's
you dang picklewood.
And I've missed his pickle.
Yeah.
I was telling both Amber and Ryan before the podcast that when I was doing the marathon a few weeks ago in Cincinnati, I saw somebody with the exact same pickle that Grant has. So it was like Delicious's brother. I was very excited. I tried to high five him, but they were too far away.
I want to say I vaguely remember like having like dreaming about Grant's pickle the other night. It was kind of
Ooh, tell us more.
Weird.
Maybe that's his sign. Y'all need to have pickle merch, on your site.
We should.
We do. I think Josh
just sell pickles.
No, I was saying I think Josh has toyed with some. I don't know if we actually have.
Oh. Yeah, you should do it. Delicious.
Yep.
DudeFax podcast. Delicious.
Yes. So we are going to be talking today about doing all to the glory of God, specifically as a company or organization. There are companies out there like Hobby Lobby, Chick-fil-A, Tyson Foods, In-N-Out Burger, Forever 21, and Hunt Brothers Pizza that seem to do a pretty awesome job of integrating biblical conviction and principles with their work and carrying on the command of 1 Corinthians 10:31, do all to the glory of God. So we have Amber here today. She is representing Hunt Brothers Pizza. and we're going to talk a little bit more about what the company does. Not only making pizza, but what it does in terms of living out these biblical principles. But first, Amber, tell us a little bit about what you do at Hunt Brothers and how long the company has been around and some of those exciting things.
Sure. So I am a supply chain manager. So I deal a lot with getting product to our distributors so that they can distribute to the stores. And I also work with the military part of our operation. So I'm sending product overseas and to the military bases here in America. So we are all over Europe, Kuwait. I mean, I guess Kuwait's probably in Europe, but like Germany, Italy, Kuwait, and then you have we're in the Kwajalein Islands, and we're in Japan and Korea, Hawaii even, and we're about to open up in Alaska. So we are very excited about what the future of Hunt Brothers looks like. And this all started with 4 brothers who always were pretty much in the food business. You had Don, Charlie, Jim, and Lonnie. So Don Hunt is the brother that I technically work for a distributor, DBH distributor, and Don Hunt was the founder of this distributor, and a very godly man. He would come into the office. I got to see the latter part of his actually being in the office a little bit. And he would come in and just every day speak to everybody in the office and just say, are we being a blessing to you? Or how can we be a blessing? Do you know Jesus? And it's just a really wholesome community I really love being a part of. So, and they have their guidelines you were talking about, the principles of the company, and there's our place God first in all we do, be a blessing to people, trust God to meet our needs, and strive for excellence. So they're really
cool.
God-focused. Mm-hmm.
And we're going to talk a lot about that today. Specifically in part 2, we're going to dive into a little bit more about that and talk about what Hunt Brothers does with the military and some of those other things. So I'm really looking forward to that. Next time I am overseas on a deployment, not that I'm wishing on this, but I'm going to be looking for some Hunt Brothers. America! Piece of America. I need a sweaty hunk. So, but speaking of your pizza, are there any new pizza creations that are floating around out there that we need to know about?
So we are always working on new creations. We're not at liberty to discuss those because they haven't come out. Exactly. That would just ruin the whole thing. But we do certain specialties. Like this time of year, we're about to come out with the chicken bacon ranch. So there'll be some chicken bacon ranch in our stores starting in June. So that's something you can look forward to. But we're always trying to make new creations. Was that a baby?
Baby
Did it
sloth.
Oh, really? It needs a slice of pizza.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any ideas of what y'all would like on a pizza?
I know Ryan does.
What's your ideal pizza, Ryan?
See, I like spicy things, so I was thinking like anything with jalapenos or even maybe like a habanero pepper and maybe throw something weird into it like sardines or something.
Sardines.
Interesting flavor.
I mean,
Thinking flicker.
What?
It's The Office.
Or anchovies.
Oh.
Anchovies is a classic.
Yeah, but that's what I was trying to think of. I was like, they do have some sort of fish that they've put on pizza. Not us, but other.
Not that I've ever
companies.
actually eaten pizza with anchovies on it. But
Do you like fish or anchovies in particular?
I don't know.
You've never just opened a can?
I've never had like canned anchovies. I've had canned sardines and they are okay sometimes. But who knows? Anchovies might be. Maybe I find like a new like lunch snack go-to or something.
Do you guys have any breakfast pizza?
We do.
Ooh, breakfast.
So
We
what
do
kind
have
of
a breakfast
breakfast pizza are you guys rocking?
So we have a breakfast pizza that has cheddar, mozzarella, bacon, sausage. Well, actually, sausage and egg, I think. And they're really good. And we add bacon to them, or you can add peppers and onions to them, or whatever you would like to add into them. Double cheese if you like that. I'm not into cheese, so we would have to have a no cheese pizza with just a bunch of meat.
Yeah, you were talking about that earlier. If you could have your ideal pizza, it would have no cheese on it, right?
Yes, and I actually met a person that is just like me. I was at a trade show this past week or the week before, and she was like, I don't like cheese. I asked her if she wanted a piece. She's like, I don't eat cheese. I was like, me neither. I can't believe that. Everybody I say I don't like cheese, they're like, what? You're crazy.
I love cheese.
She was like, oh, we're soul sisters. And I was like, yeah.
I can't believe we're related. I mean,
I would like to see
Dad.
a pizza without cheese. It'd be intriguing because I feel like the cheese is what holds all the topping together. So
we would have to figure out another ingredient that would hold the pepperoni or whatever on it.
Pickles?
Oh, maybe.
I'm thinking we're talking about breakfast pizza. What about, this is my idea, a biscuit and gravy pizza? The gravy can hold everything together.
Oh, so no cheese?
Yeah.
Oh, I may like that.
Nothing like warming up at 2 a.m. with a sweaty hunk.
A sweaty hunk of gravy and biscuits.
Yes, that is what I want.
Maybe a little sausage.
So I know you can put that word in for us.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And, maybe you can even call it the DudeFax special.
Oh, yeah. I'm telling
like that.
Tomorrow. I'm going in.
Yes. We're going to have a pizza named it. Well, speaking of new creations, I'm excited about this because this hasn't happened in a while here on the show. But Ryan is going to bring back a segment that everybody loves, our Soda Sommelier.
Soda bomb. Big fresh can of soda bomb.
So, what's your new creation today, Ryan?
I think in preparation, I was inspired since New Amber was going to be on when we were talking about Hunt Brothers. I was inspired by the thought of pizza. So, it was, what do people eat with pizza a lot? And buffalo wings came to mind. So I got some buffalo wing soda. And then Lester joining us back. Lester's Fixins.
Lester
is his third appearance here on the podcast.
He did the pickle soda and the mustard soda.
Yeah.
Wait, you can buy that?
Yeah.
You can. Oh. Okay.
They sell this one just came in a single pack. I was able to buy it just by itself.
Where did you buy that?
Amazon. So they shipped it in a little box.
That was quick.
And it came in like a day. So
wow.
You can buy like bigger multi-packs too, but so I think the only thing I'm afraid with this is that I'm afraid it's just going to be mostly sugar flavor. But we'll see.
Is it supposed to be hot?
No, I did. It's actually refrigerated. But now that I think about it, I should have like warmed it up like a cup of tea.
No, like spicy hot.
Oh, never mind. No, I don't know actually. I do want to point out that it says artificial buffalo wing flavor. So I don't know what the alternative to that was. If they were going to just like put actual like buffalo sauce in a soda, or just like really finely ground up chicken wings. But okay, let me see if I can get a good open sound on here.
Yeah, let's get a good sound. Ooh,
that was a good one.
So, right off the bat, that's got an interesting smell. So, it smells like the sweetest hot sauce that you ever would have smelled. It's kind of a odd combination. So, I'm gonna take a drink of it now. I'm just looking at all the ingredients on here. But as Lester
buffalo
says,
makes me think it'll be hot, spicy.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it'll be spicy. That would be interesting. If it's not spicy, that's a missed opportunity. They should make a spicy soda.
Let's see how red your face turns when you drink this.
All right. So, as Lester says, y'all get your fixins.
All right. He's fixing to drink this. Mm.
Oh, man.
Bruh.
It's
Is that burning?
No, it's not spicy. It definitely does have like I taste like the artificial like buffalo wing flavor. It kind of tastes like I don't know if you've ever eaten like cold buffalo wings. That maybe have been left out for a while or they've been refrigerated. It's like that, and then like chasing it immediately with like a soda. So it's a weird flavor.
So it's a carbonated leftover wing.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. That you like. I imagine like if you took some leftover chicken wings, buffalo wings, and like took all the bone out of them and put them in a blender with a soda. This is kind of what it would taste like.
So Lester's bringing a roundhouse kick of flavor,
which might be accurate. It's buffalo wing soda, but it's not very pleasant to drink.
But I guess chug this one.
I guess as is with the tradition with the soda sommelier, I gotta chug this.
Oh yeah.
So we'll see if it makes it all down.
Here he goes, folks. He's chugging. You can hear it, the chug.
Yeah. I don't know about that. I feel like heartburn's about to kick in.
Oh man. It was even worse.
Please don't pass out.
Ooh, that's not a flavor that I enjoy.
So now that you've chugged it, is there any different opinion of the soda?
You know what? Now I'm picking up some spice.
Ooh.
I taste it in the back of my throat. I don't know if the carbonation agitated it up enough, but I definitely am getting a hint of spice now.
That's not the only place you're going to taste that. Let's just say that. Well, would you rank it above the mustard soda, or do you think it's?
I'd probably put it above the mustard soda. I think the mustard soda was the worst one so far.
Okay.
I mean, that sounds terrible to me. Mustard. Ugh.
No, yeah, it was really bad, and it didn't even taste like mustard. I don't even know how to describe what it tasted like, but it was just, it was not good. And I burped as I was drinking it, so like, it was like I was chugging it like I did that one, and it didn't go down right.
And we made Grant laugh, I think, harder than he's ever laughed on this show the last time. So Grant missed this one. Too bad. But yeah, thanks for taking a soda like a champ, Ryan. And if you're out there and you're interested in any Lester's fixins, Ryan has tried like 50% of his inventory.
Yeah,
so
I mean, I feel like Lester is the unofficial sponsor of DudeFax.
Yeah, absolutely. So maybe Hunt Brothers can partner with Lester.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a good idea. but who knows?
Maybe he needs a Hunt Brothers soda.
Oh, we should have a Hunt Brothers soda.
With
I mean, we
biscuits
do have
and gravy.
wings too.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
We could do a wing soda. Beat Lester.
I like that. So Ryan, I don't know if you're feeling up to it, but do we have any comments that we need to get to from last week?
We had a couple.
All right.
It's time for comments.
Give me one sec. Everything's all out of whack. I had them ready to go.
It's Lester.
So a couple comments. So last week we talked about our holy hypothetical of the kangaroos invading Uruguay and how many kangaroos you could fight. But so on Instagram, on our post from that clip, Sand and Coffee commented, telling us, he said the idea of the kangaroo navy had me rolling. So he really liked my comment about
I like that idea too.
how they would get to the island, because how are they going to get from Australia anywhere without a boat or a plane or something?
I was also kind of picturing like a kangaroo like pirate ship too.
Like an
a
old
couple of them
fashioned
have eye
navy,
patches.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. I'd like to see a kangaroo like swashbuckler, with a sword
with a peg leg.
Peg leg. They'd probably have a hard time jumping though if that happened.
Yeah.
And then also on the same video but on a different social media, we got John Bro, which I think is a great it's a great username for TikTok. But he just said, "It's true," with 2 exclamation points. That's crazy. So he was really excited about the kangaroos invading Uruguay.
Yeah, I think John Bro was probably up really late. He was probably drinking a lot of Lester's Fixins.
Yeah, he might be one of Lester's main customers behind me. And then lastly, so we had a response from Ethan on our suggestion
Josh's
that
new
he
son
jump on top of a table shirtless, and he said, for the right price I would not be opposed. And Josh responded to him saying, how about if you do it, you can still marry my daughter. So we'll have to see if that comes through.
Well, by the time they listen to this, they will already be wed. So
maybe he's like already agreed in advance, and he'll just do it for us later.
It's like in the contract.
Yeah, exactly.
That's good. I like it. All right. So if you are listening and you have any comments, please share them on any of our socials and we may read them. We love to interact with those who listen. Hey, before we get into our second part, I have to bring to your attention this amazing news story out of Ryan's home state of Texas. So, have you heard of the Gathering of Kyles?
No, but I can only imagine there's a lot of Monster energy drinks. And holes.
Yeah, not to be confused with the Gathering of Chads. But there was a Gathering of Kyles happening in Kyle, Texas. And this is actually the second attempt to set the world record, having the most people with the same name gathered in like the same area. And it's a sad day in Kyle, Texas. This was on May 20th. At the annual Gathering of Kyles, once again, they failed to earn the Guinness World Record. So they did this Gathering of Kyles. Oh, look who it is. It is Jay Philly jumping in.
Yo, what's up, guys?
We were just talking about your shirtless son-in-law.
Well, good. That's exciting. Can you hear me okay?
We
Is it
can.
clear? Oh, nice.
Happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm celebrating it by throwing a big party for my daughter. And it's been a sweaty, pain-filled day so far. Lots of old man foot pain. So
All right.
and now I'm just running between where we're going to do the ceremony and where we're doing the reception to do more setup. So
All right.
it's been a fun day.
So are you emotional at this point? Have you cried any?
I haven't cried yet. I have had fits of rage though.
I was going to say punching bag, something like that.
Yeah. I actually have a mannequin, and we've got Ethan's face on it. And,
Is it shirtless?
Taped on there. Yeah, it's been shredded.
Oh, okay.
Been shredded.
Like
Several
shredded
swift-
muscular shred?
Well, yeah, of course. But there's been several swift kicks to the groin as well, and just trying to put him in his place.
I mean, don't you want grandbabies someday?
someday. But I figured.
Oh, you're
I
delaying
figured
that?
No, I want them to adopt. I want that to be the way it happens.
Oh, okay.
Amber, how are you?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm doing good. Good.
Well,
Thanks
happy
for being
birthday.
on the podcast.
Of course.
Thank you. Thank you. Did I just interrupt something really important?
We're just talking about the gathering of Kyles in Kyle, Texas. Did you hear about this?
Oh, yeah, I have heard about that.
So they failed. They were trying to set the Guinness Book of World Records of gathering the most people with the same name in one place. And they only could get 706 Kyles in attendance. And they actually fell short of the number they had last year.
Wow.
Oh, this is the second attempt?
Well, oddly enough, the world record was set at 2,325, which was a gathering of people named Ivan in 2017.
I've heard of that one, but wasn't that one in like Norway or something?
Probably, because we were just talking before the show.
Ivan.
Yeah, are there even that many Ivans in the world?
Well, there are in Norway. I think they're all there. Where was the Kyle one?
In Kyle, Texas.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because there's probably
they
a ton
should
of
get
Kyles in Texas.
they should get more points for doing it in Kyle, Texas. I mean, was it Ivan,
it should be like a
Norway,
bonus
or whatever?
multiplier for that.
Yeah.
I feel like it should.
My question is, what is the attraction? Like, is there something going on at this, or is it just a bunch of people showing up at the same place?
I think that's probably part of it. I mean, in Texas, you don't really need an excuse to like gather and tailgate and play cornhole and all that stuff. We tailgated at Ryan's graduation, right?
I wish I'd have been a part of that.
That would have been great if all these Kyles just show up, but there's like nothing planned.
Yep.
You know, they're just counting them as they come into town. Like, all right, thanks for coming.
That would be a very Kyle
And
thing.
Kyle, Texas is a pretty small town, if I'm not mistaken. I imagine it's just
Have you
a
heard
bunch
of
of dudes. Yeah, I've heard of Kyle, Texas. I imagine it's just a bunch of dudes showing up in like a big dirt patch, basically.
Sounds like something Kyles would do.
Yeah.
So, Josh, while we have you on, we were talking with Amber about pizza creations from Hunt Bros, and she was asking us to give her ideas on some pizza creations. So do you have any like pizza creations suggestions for Hunt Bros? Maybe they can name a pizza after DudeFax.
Something new. I think it should be loaded down with every meat imaginable and come with some antacid tablets sprinkled on top.
I like that.
That we could pick off if we want and then eat it. Or maybe it's just grounded in like Parmesan cheese.
Yeah, you don't even taste it. It's just there.
Yeah. No, I'm all for a lot of meat. And how about like chocolate sauce on it?
Oh, a dessert pizza?
A sweet meats dessert pizza.
A sweet meats dessert. I will definitely bring that up.
Let's work on that.
I think you could do that at Golden Corral. You just take their pizza and dip it under the chocolate fountain.
That's probably the way to do it. All right, I got to hop off or I'm going to get yelled at. So good seeing everybody. Amber, good to see you. And
Yeah.
so be praying for tomorrow, everybody that's listening, which would be like 3 days before you hear this. Big day.
You can still pray afterwards.
Yeah, retroactive prayer. We're
Yeah,
just praying
for
your
Josh's
blessings.
grandbaby.
Is it outside?
It's supposed to be. But it's also supposed to thunderstorm off and on all day tomorrow, so we'll see.
Yeah. I'll be praying.
All right. Y'all be good.
Tell Ethan to be good.
All right. I'm going to... Do I need to hang out on here for a minute while it uploads? Or can I hang out?
Yeah. Probably do.
Here. I'll just mute myself and all that and then hang up in a bit.
Okay.
See ya.
Good to see you.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Well, that's a good time to end session 1. When we come back, we're going to talk with Amber more about Hunt Brothers, hear a little bit about more what they do, talk about how they use their company as a platform for the kingdom. And I'm excited to talk about it. All things pizza, all things Jesus. Like, those are great combinations. So stick around, and part 2 will be coming up after this.
What's it like to get a package from DudeFaxPodcast.com? Well, let's just say it's magical. You can get the latest in fashion design featuring the dudes from DudeFax, their faces on your shirt, the logo. You can also get the very cool and super popular Jesus Jokes No Jerks shirt. Everybody loves that one, and everybody's wearing it. So go to DudeFaxPodcast.com now.
And we are back in part 2 of the DudeFax podcast. We are praying for Josh, who is all things wedding right now. But we are talking about Christian businesses today. And we have my sister Amber from Hunt Brothers Pizza with us. Mark, who's been on the podcast, my brother, also a Hunt Brothers employee. Actually, you're Mark's boss.
I'm his boss, yes. Yeah. And that is fun to be.
I bet.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you ever have to like really yell at him?
I mean, I have to say, I believe we've gotten into some arguments, but all is well.
He needs to respect his boss.
Exactly.
But Amber, it's cool, and I've gotten to see this a little bit firsthand, but I want you to talk about it. I know that you guys do a lot to reach out to the local community and obviously to the military community around the world. Can you tell us a little bit more about the outreach of Hunt Brothers?
Yes, I just want to start with, I have never worked for a company that just, that's what we want. We want to find these opportunities, and we want to go out there and we want to help. And the CEO, he is so supportive of if we have an organization that comes to us or, just an opportunity, if we go and talk to him about it, to be like, yes, let's do it. And they're involved with so many of the community, like, I don't know if y'all have ever heard of Rocket Town, but, Room in the Inn, I can't think of the Ronald McDonald House. That's what I was trying to think of. Those, and the Ronald McDonald House is actually special to me because we stayed at a Ronald McDonald House when Alexis had her brain surgery in Atlanta. So just when I came in and I heard that they were doing food for Ronald McDonald House, I was just like, yes, I am so grateful for this. But there's so many different opportunities that we have to go out and just minister to the community through just loving on people. They're very big during disaster times like tornadoes and things like that. I took the van just this year up in Clarksville and baked, at a church that was feeding volunteers that were cleaning up and taking it to the neighborhoods. And there's a guy that we're associated with that is very big at Fort Campbell. And he came and picked up some pizzas just to bring back to some of the families that he knew because it was so close to Fort Campbell, Clarksville area. And I mean, it's even spontaneous. One of the storms came through. We have a cemetery across the street that sometimes I'll take a walk in because it's very peaceful out there. And we've really become close with the guys that work over there. And so they had some trees and some just big branches and everything that had fallen during a storm not long ago. And, our CEO just came in and said, everybody stop what you're doing. Whoever can go over and just help them move all that debris, get out, go over there and help them. And so everybody just stopped what they were doing, went over across the street and helped clean up debris. And then we'll make them pizzas and we'll feed them. I mean, when they see us walking over there, they're like, hi, Hunt Brothers. They just love us. And I like the fact that, it may not be that we're going and opening a Bible and sharing exactly what's in the Bible, but we have a better connection with people. So when that does come up, down the road, that we are able to speak about why we do the things we do. And that's because we want to place God first in all that we do. And so I've just never in my life experienced that kind of work environment. And so we're just huge in all sorts of community things, even Best Buddies. I mean, we'll go and make pizzas. I don't know if y'all have ever heard of Best Buddies, but they do a prom, and we go to Bridgestone and make pizzas for it. And, that's just a good opportunity to be able to love on people.
Yeah, and that's really cool because it's about being the hands and feet. And you talked about how you're not necessarily open in the Bible or anything like that. But, as we know, obviously words are important, but also those actions are important too. And we share the gospel a lot of how we love people and how we treat them. And it's clear because on the back of your pizza boxes, it actually talks about what you guys prioritize, what your guiding principles are. And so when you guys are out in the community like that, and then people step back and they read what you're about, that connection's easy to make. And so I think that's huge, because if you guys were to put that on a pizza box, but then you didn't do those things, it may not have the impact, obviously that it does, because you guys are truly loving on people. And that's cool.
Yeah. And I feel like showing that love, that's like the first step in building that connection with that person, that eventually you can speak about, here's where this comes from in my life or my experience, and why, the love of Christ, that's what I'm trying to exhume, with y'all. And so then you can start sharing more detailed gospel to them, because it's easier for somebody to listen if they first see that you are different, if there's something different about you and that love and that care, and they truly feel it. I feel they're more open to when you want to talk about those detailed gospel to them.
Absolutely. And, it's one thing for a church to go out and do this. And, obviously we know as the church, we should be going out and we should be loving on people, and we should be bringing Jesus to people and meeting the needs of our community. But it's neat to see a business do it. Because sometimes I think as Christians, we can fall into this belief trap of just thinking it's the church's responsibility. And when we say church, we're thinking that building or that organization that meets at this building, rather than it's the church, not only that gathering on Sunday, but it's us as individuals, as a part of the church, and each context God has called us to be the church as well. And so it's neat to see businesses, and we mentioned a whole list of Christian businesses out there, but specifically talking about Hunt Brothers, it's neat to see Hunt Brothers take that great commission of Christ and live it out. And one of the ways that you guys do that is obviously in your outreach to the military community as well. And that's near and dear to my heart. In fact, we've been able to make the connection. You guys are coming to Fort Campbell to give some pizzas out at a vacation Bible school here in a couple of weeks. But talk a little bit about your military connection as well.
So we have have such a deep connection with the military and deep respect, and we've made some very close relationships with a few people that have asked us to come out. So not long ago, and that would be the second time, there's a special forces group that has wanted us to come, and we've come out there, and you and Silas came and helped me and a couple of other ladies with that bake, and just going out there, and they just appreciate it so much, and they just love when we come out there, and they're just so grateful, and we just want that connection to be built. So we have a team of guys that strictly work just with the military, and they are out and about on bases. That's what they do every day, and they're just talking with the community, and they're reaching out, wanting to see, what do you need to do? Do you need to do food donations for, some group that maybe our corporate office is just in Nashville, but maybe this base is California or something, we're willing to help them, by donating product or whatever for them to do whatever event they want to do, by cooking the pizzas and whatever. We'll help them out by donating product to them. And we've just really wanted to give the troops, especially that are deployed or even just stationed overseas. Growing up, our dad was stationed in Korea a couple of times. And I really think he probably would have appreciated Hunt Brothers Pizza over there because he's so particular that I don't know if he liked any of the food in Korea. We think about it, but we weren't over there when he was there. Hopefully there was a Burger King or something, but they'll.
But even those are not the same.
That's true. Oh, they're not the same like overseas as.
No, and Ryan knows this from eating like McDonald's and KFC in China. It's different.
Totally different ball game.
There might be
sometimes for the better.
Oh, well, that's
like
interesting.
McDonald's.
It's better overseas.
Yeah, I thought so.
Maybe they just take more appreciation and more time to. It's made more with love or something. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe they haven't become so annoyed by fast food in their culture.
But yeah, so we are growing our overseas locations. And matter of fact, I just came from a trade show that was for the Army Air Force Exchange. And the people there are just so connected to our group of guys that work with them every day. And I mean, they are hugging them. They are just like thanking them for everything they do. I just see that they are building that relationship and how grateful, they are that we are willing to get the product to them and move it overseas and even in the United States.
And that is huge. It is a bigger ministry than a lot of people, I think, would even imagine, because you're right. Just having that little bit of taste of home when you're deployed means a ton. And I can think back to being deployed in Afghanistan, and my second deployment, not so much, because I was on a bigger base and it had some amenities, but still you miss out on, the things that you can get so easily back home. And pizza is one of those. I mean, I think they're like our chow hall would serve pizza every once in a while, but it's never like regular pizza that you're used to back in the States. And I can remember specifically because we would always go through Kuwait on the way to and on the way back from Afghanistan. And so sometimes I think I was in Kuwait for like a week and a half at one point. And Kuwait has a lot of those amenities because it's not a combat zone anymore. So it has like a Chili's and Hunt Brothers and a Starbucks, and I think it has like a Burger King and Hardee's and all that. And those are little things, but it was amazing how much comfort that brought. Just being able to go eat like American food after you've been in Afghanistan for 7 months, and you're like, oh, this Burger King is like the best Burger King has ever tasted in my life. And so being able to have Hunt Brothers over there, pizza especially, I know means a lot to soldiers. So that's pretty cool that you guys do that. Mm-hmm. So one thing that's kind of neat is thinking about the thought of a company prioritizing faith. And obviously we talked about how churches are supposed to do this. We know that. But what's unique about a corporation or company like Hunt Brothers prioritizing faith? Maybe what's unique about it in terms of what kind of outreach can they do that maybe like a local church can't do? Or how does that impact those who work for the business, if that makes sense?
I would have to say for those who work there, it is so much like a family because they're so caring, and everybody there is worried or concerned when somebody's going through something that we will. The other day, somebody that works there, their daughter was having surgery, and we stopped our day and went out to the warehouse as a company. You know, they announced it, and we just prayed as a group for their daughter, and as she was going through surgery. And then somebody was saying, "Oh, my daughter-in-law is having surgery too," so we prayed for them. On our weekly, we get a weekly communication, and on there is prayer requests. So we are able to, you know, let the admin team know if we have prayer requests. They put it on the weekly communications so that we all know who needs to be prayed for, what's going on, and things like that, which I think is pretty amazing. And people follow up, like they truly do care. So as an employee, you feel a part of a family. Instead, I've worked for another corporation that you just kind of feel like a number. You feel like you don't really matter. I mean, for Hunt Brothers, the CEO comes and is like, "We love you, we value you, you know, you're doing a great job." I mean, and his door's always open for people who want to come in and have any kind of issue or anything. I do feel like companies like Hunt Brothers, especially with pizza, I mean, who doesn't like pizza? We draw in a lot of people, whereas maybe if we were going out as a church, it might keep people away just because of a stigma that the church has as a whole. Not a particular church, but just as a whole group of Christians have kind of a stigma that people might not want to be around. So if it's like pizza and I have the van out there and kids are coming or whoever, then we have more of an outreach to people that might be unchurched, you know, and they don't know about Jesus, or, you know, we're able to say, "Hey," because I brought the van to my neighborhood and we did an Easter egg hunt and everything for the kids there. And I mean, I got to talk to a little girl who was like, "Yeah, we don't go to church anymore." And I was like, "Oh, well," I told her what church that I went to, and I was able to just share, tell your parents that, you know, come on over, maybe it'll be a different experience for you. Because I think her parents might have had a negative experience. But, you know, if we went out there as the church, I might not have been able to connect with that young one, you know, the same way.
Yeah, and that's pretty cool. You talked about partnering with the church after the tornadoes. And, you know, not only do you have maybe a reach that the church doesn't have, but you can also sort of be, you know, sort of an aid to the church in being able to reach people as well. So you guys are reaching people, but you're also helping churches reach people because you do offer something, you know, that people may value regardless of their faith background, obviously, because everybody likes pizza.
Right.
So yeah, that's pretty cool. And then this is for our listener and for Ryan too. So this van that they drive out to places and make pizza, it's pretty cool. It has like an oven on the van, two ovens.
Oh, mobile pizza oven truck?
Yeah. And Amber, literally, when we went and did the Easter egg hunt for fifth group, Amber's literally cranking out pizzas on this van. And it's just so cool. Like you can just drive around and just cook pizza wherever. But how hot do those ovens get?
So they are up to about 550, and they'll cook a pizza in less than 6 minutes. So we're able to crank out, and we have two going at one time. And so we usually set up tables and things right outside the oven. So somebody's just lifting pizzas off, they're cutting, boxing, and then people are handing them out to whoever's around. But it is a good opportunity just to bring people in if they know they can grab a slice of pizza for free. And often they're like, "Is this for free? Like you're giving this?" Yeah, I'm like, yeah, my company loves to be able to give back to the community.
I'm not gonna lie, if I had that van, I would take it on a cross-country road trip and just make myself some pizza. It'd be amazing.
Imagine like just being out of the Grand Canyon, making yourself some pizza.
Yeah, just watching the sunset over the Grand Canyon. Some Hunt Bros. Oh yeah. It's like your dream come true, Ryan.
Oh yeah. That's how I want to retire.
It's like a pizza RB. Well, it's neat to see how Hunt Brothers is living this out, and it's very encouraging. Obviously, we've seen other companies do things like this as well, and I know one of the big ones is Chick-fil-A. Obviously, they're well known for being the Christian chicken, and we all joke. And I didn't really say I was going to ask this, and maybe this is for both of you guys, but Chick-fil-A sometimes finds themselves in controversy, I guess, if you will, because of their faith. And sometimes you have those people who are like, yeah, I refuse to go to Chick-fil-A because I don't agree with, usually it's a political thing, but it's something maybe driven by their faith convictions. Does Hunt Brothers have any issue with that, or had any issue with that? And do you guys think that there's like a real danger of any of these businesses seeing a loss because of their faith background?
I don't know, specifically if Hunt Brothers has had any of the controversy like that. I do feel like that they, companies that represent God and want to be known as a Christian company probably do take a hit from some people that will refuse just because of that. But I don't feel like, especially Chick-fil-A, even when they're like in the news and people are talking and people are like, we're boycott. I mean, they have so many other customers that are like, well, we're going to go there every day because we love it so much. I don't think they're in jeopardy. And I don't feel like, Hunt Brothers is either. And it's about putting your trust and your faith in God and his will be done. And I feel like as long as we're representing him in the light that he wants to be represented and that we're supposed to be representing him, then he will be there and he will help us. I've only seen growth since I've been at Hunt Brothers. So, and I'm sure Chick-fil-A, I don't know that they're really having a hard time or anything because like I said, I feel like anybody who's going, we're not going to go there. There is somebody going, okay, we'll go in your place then.
Yeah. I think that the whole, when people boycott things, I don't think it really has the effect that they really think it does. I think that that's usually a very small minority outlier that probably wasn't gonna be your customer base anyways. And I think in a case like Chick-fil-A in particular, they are very upfront about their values as a company, and I feel like people that actually have worked for Chick-fil-A or been around that have been around here in the South, and then as they've expanded to other areas of the country, I think that people, when they get to actually know them and not just see whether the news or social media or whatever, I think that people realize that the people running Chick-fil-A have their hearts in the right place and they care about people, and they're not these their personal convictions and things don't cause them to be discriminatory or anything. So I think that when people really see you living out your faith and when you actually are loving on people, I think that comes through. And Chick-fil-A obviously is a prime example of that, but there are others out there as well. So yeah, I don't think it really has a huge effect to that. I think the more important thing is just being strong in your conviction.
Yeah, because I can remember being in New York, and there are Chick-fil-A's in New York City, which is so awesome. And I remember there even being talk in New York City about people boycotting Chick-fil-A. Every time we went into the city, there's one not far from Grand Central Station. The line was out the door. And of course, in the South, every time you go, that drive-through is insane. It's like they've got air traffic controllers out there, and they still get you through the line in like 30 seconds. I don't know how.
Yep.
But they obviously haven't taken a hit, even being closed on Sundays, and like Hobby Lobby's closed on Sundays as well. It's neat to see how you talked about it, both of you, about how if you just trust God and stay true to your convictions and do everything to honor Him, glorify Him, He's going to take care of you. And I think these businesses have seen the fruit of that, and that again, they have to back it up with how they treat folks. And like you said, Ryan, people that get to know the company Chick-fil-A, it goes far beyond just they say my pleasure just for the heck of it. I mean, there really is an attitude of joy in serving. And it sounds like Hunt Brothers, we hear the same thing. There's a family, there's a joy in being able to love and serve their community. Have you guys had any experiences with other Christian businesses where you've seen them doing great things, maybe making an impact for the community, doing something unique?
I'm trying to think if I mean, I know I can definitely tell a difference in how, you're treated as a customer when you go into these locations. I do feel like, going back to Chick-fil-A, you are treated with, I feel like they care too about, for the most part, about your day and what you're going through. I hear a bunch of stories. There's like these little snips that come up of different stories with Chick-fil-A. And Hobby Lobby, I feel like is the same. When you go in there, you're just treated in a way that shows a difference. I feel personally. I'm not really up on if other businesses are doing a lot of, I guess, outreach. I don't know. They probably are.
I know a lot of my personal experiences usually come back to like smaller, more local businesses. So over my time, I've dealt with many people, and I remember when I was doing IT at my last job, we kind of went in and assisted this company that was doing. They basically were setting up this this kind of old building, and they were using it as a donation center, and they were doing this all for free. And like we came in, my company came in, and we helped set them up with like phones and internet and some computers and stuff with kind of extra stuff we had in our office. And seeing that level of stuff in a local community, seeing like local Christian owned businesses really like loving on their community and providing support, free of charge, and just kind of giving of their time and resources. That is some of the most effective ways I've seen businesses kind of live out their faith practically.
Yeah, and it's real encouraging, again, to see that it's not all about the bottom line and making a buck. I mean, obviously, that's a large part of why businesses do what they do is to make a profit. But, doing it for something more than that, obviously, is more beneficial. We know carries eternal value versus earthly, temporary value, and really just means a whole lot more. I think, obviously, I've worked in a lot of Christian environments, working in church, and then even in the Army, obviously, is not a Christian environment, but in my line of work, I'm often working with other believers and chaplains and things like that. But whenever I'm working with folks who get to do what they do for more than just the bottom line of the company, but there's a much bigger mission, it seems like people just enjoy and take pride in what they do much more. And it's neat to see how, again, our God knows what's best. He's given us these commands for a reason, and His wisdom is, the end all be all. And so when we listen to God, we honor him, we give him glory, we find the most fulfillment and satisfaction. And that's always going to be the case, which is neat to see that actually lived out in some of these businesses. So it's encouraging having, hearing these stories from Hunt Brothers and looking at and exploring this idea of Christian businesses, not only around the U.S., but obviously around the world. Amber, is there anything that we didn't hit on that you'd be interested in sharing about Hunt Brothers? Any cool stories or anything like that?
I'm not sure. If you like NASCAR, we have a driver, Joey Logano. So you can see the Hunt Brothers car when he drives it around the track. That's something we're very proud of. We were with, Kevin. Now I can't even think of what his name is. What in the world?
His name Kyle.
No, he wasn't one of the Kyles in Kyle, Texas, but Kevin, I can't think of, oh my gosh.
Is that like a Harvick or something?
Kevin Harvick. Oh my gosh,
okay.
why? I went through a brain fart.
I don't even watch NASCAR.
And you knew that. Oh.
That just sounded like a NASCAR name.
Yeah, it's definitely, he drives around
Ricky
a track
Bobby.
name. Yeah. But he was a big NASCAR, and I really like that because, our grandfather, who probably has never eaten Hunt Brothers pizza, he's always calling, oh, I see Hunt Brothers on the, Joey Logano car, or whenever Kevin was driving his car, and I'm like, yep, that's our Hunt Brothers. So I just think that's fun. So that's an outreach to more people who would probably love a slice of pizza after a race or something.
And you guys are a big sponsor of the Nashville Predators as well.
Yep. If you go to a Preds game, you can get a slice of pizza.
And in Austin Peay's new stadium as well. You guys have a Hunt Bros there.
Let's go Peay! Let's go Peay! Let's go Peay!
Yeah, somebody was actually talking about, now that I've got distracted with that, I have a home group with my church that I go to, and they were like talking about their son wants to go to UT Knoxville. And somebody said, well, that's better than going to Austin Peay where you have to chant, let's go Peay. They encourage that. And I was like, I love chanting that when I was there. That was some of the fun of going to Austin Peay. That's
one of the best parts.
Yeah.
I know. I didn't know what they were talking about.
You can chant, let's go Peay, and eat some Hunt Bros pizza.
America!
All in the same chant.
So.
And the sounds, if you go to a sounds game.
Yes, the sounds as well. So yeah, if you're local to the Clarksville, Nashville area, lots of places to grab a slice, grab a hunk.
That's right, you can get a hunk.
And I'm not wearing my hunk shirt today, but I got my Will Run for Pizza, which is, just one of my mottos for life. So this is like the perfect shirt.
And we go to a lot of races in the area too, and we'll cook pizza for, runners after they've completed their races.
So you serve it at the finish line?
Yeah, we're just there if you want a slice of pizza.
So they had pizza at the Flying Pig Cincinnati Marathon, and I love pizza. That's like my favorite food. But after finishing a marathon, that was like the last thing I wanted in my mouth. I was like, please get that away from me. And it's so weird because normally I always want pizza. But I can imagine after like a 5K or a 10K, I'd probably down some pizza.
It's more for the walkers.
Yeah. It's for people eating it while they're...
Right. They just take it on the walk.
Yeah. Like, I don't need a medal. Just give me a slice of pizza.
Yeah.
Break me off a hunk.
I got a segue. I'll just ride that while I'm eating some pizza.
Well, David Cates, if you're listening, I know David Cates loves to get him a big old hunk. So, David, as you're driving around making deliveries, that may be him.
There's something going on outside my window.
David, make sure that you enjoy a nice sweaty hunk. and let us know about it. Amber, thank you so much for being on the show today. This was really fun to talk about the mission of Hunt Brothers, and kind of a unique topic that we haven't really explored here on the podcast. We hope Josh is going to be okay and not too emotional when he comes back. And hopefully we'll find Grant and his pickle. If you have any news as to their whereabouts, let us know in the comments. And hopefully we can find him. Just kidding. I think he had worship practice tonight. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us. We will see you next week.
Let's go, Pete! Let's go, Pete!